Hi guys, it's Dina with another video, and today I wanted to talk about some stuff that's going on right now with workers. As y'all may know, I already made another video about this, and I basically talked about, everything that's going on with me working right now and what's going on with this pandemic or virus that's happening right now. So I just wanted to speak to y'all about it. So basically, I was reading an article, and I've done one of these videos already, but I wanted to do another one about an article. And basically, it's an article that happened in Massachusetts. Fox News reported it, so I just went ahead and, read it off the article completely. And it was a short article, it wasn't that long. It basically explained some incident that happened in Massachusetts where basically a cashier told a customer that basically there was a limit on the item, and apparently the person that was shopping didn't like that. So they decided to have a smart idea to spray Lysol in the lady's face. And they completed their transaction and left the store. Supposedly they left in an Uber or something like that, and they're trying to find information on who, might have committed this crime. But it got me thinking, I'm like, I absolutely believe this story because the way people would react when I would tell them it was a limit, it was like basically an attack to me. It wasn't even an attack to like the company itself, because we're not the ones that put the rules of the limits. It's the company or that certain store. So instead of getting mad at the cashier, what she should have got asked was for like a manager or something, and then went from there. And the manager would have told her the same thing anyways. But these customers think that they're high and above everybody else. And basically what she did was just spray her in the eye. The lady afterwards had to be taken care of by the ambulance. The first response team came and took care of her eyes, because of course it's chemicals going into your eyes. So, your eyes are going to be burning. So you're going to have to get it, treated. So incidents like this could be avoided if people would just think rationally and think, the cashier's not the one that's putting these rules. So why does she deserve the punishment? I scanned so many people at my job, and so many of them, of course, will get mad because of the limits. That was the main problem we had, the limits. People would get mad. They would say, oh, I'm coming back anyways. I'm going to go back and, put up my stuff, and I'm going to come back in line and grab my stuff anyways. And then some people were like, well, I'll force the next customer to shop and pay for my stuff. Like basically what they wanted to do was make the next customer pay for the stuff, but they were going to give them the cash. So technically it is a separate transaction, but I'm like, now you're putting the next customer in an awkward position, because, what if that person doesn't really want to do it, but since you're so persistent on it, they're basically forced to do it. So people like this need to really sit down and just, calm down. It's not that serious. What you could do, we even explain to them, you could come the next day. You could come the next day and grab, what you need, if you need it that bad. If not, what they could have done is just stayed calm and then went back around, put their groceries up, and then come back and get some more stuff. But no, they want to cause an uproar, and now we recognize their face. We remember their face. And it's kind of like, okay, now we know who you are because you're acting recklessly or, getting all loud and crazy. So the next time, if you try to go put up your stuff and come back inside and grab some more stuff, we're going to recognize you so fast. We're going to put you out the store already and be like, you're going to have to come back tomorrow. So people need to calm down over this stuff. It's not that serious. You do not need no 3, 4 cans of Lysol spray. 2 cans should be enough for you to last for a good amount of time, unless you're just spraying everything like crazy. Gloves, you don't need that many gloves. You just, need gloves when you go out, and technically you're not even supposed to be out that often either. So if you need that many gloves, that means you're going to be out a lot, which means you're breaking the rules because you're not supposed to be out that much. So technically you just need gloves to go to the grocery store and go back home. So it ain't like you're going to be at the grocery store every single day. You're supposed to be at home anyway. So that means when you're at home, why are you going to be wearing gloves? You can just go to the restroom, wash your hands, and then, of course, sanitize the areas that are being touched a lot. Um, with food, I understand sometimes we have large families and stuff like that. So that one is kind of understandable. But at the same time, it's like the rules are placed. Unfortunately, some people are buying more than what they needed. So now we have to create limits, which unfortunately creates, uncomfortable, or not really uncomfortable, but, it's like casualties that you can't control. Basically, like, if you have a big family, it's other people's fault because of what happened, and now you can't get what you need for your big family because other people that probably have like 2 people, 3 people are buying so much stuff. I was talking to a girl on Facebook, and she was making it a big deal that you needed 2 months worth of food and stuff like that, and that she got so much food and this and that. And I'm like, well, you're one of the reasons why big families can't get their food, because you're only 2 people, you and your husband, or you and your boyfriend, and a dog or a cat, whatever she has. And I was like, that's the reason why there's um limits, because people that don't even have a large family, they're buying all kinds of stuff that they don't even need, and most of the time they don't even eat that much either. So I'm like, you know it's just kind of inconvenient. That's the word I was looking for the whole time. Inconvenient for people with large families, because there's certain limits, like milk. If you have a lot of children, you're gonna need a lot of milk. But unfortunately, at that time, we only had two, for people, 2 gallons per person, or per family, or whatever you want to say. But it's very inconvenient when people that only have 2 people, 3 people, or even 4, because sometimes 4 is not even a large family. You can get a little bit of food and still be fine. But, people that have like 6, 10, 12, because they have everybody living in the house, like grandma, this and that and the fourth, and children, and then, the mom and the dad, and then probably the older siblings that probably have children themselves, and it's all crazy and stuff like that. They don't have enough. These limits are not enough for them. But the gloves and stuff, I feel like don't nobody need all that stuff. And then but anyways, this situation was just uncalled for. You don't need to be spraying somebody in the eyes and stuff because they didn't want to give you what you wanted. Um, I'm pretty sure if you would have been more respectful with it, she probably would have done it, because I've been placed in certain situations where um, there's a limit, and I kind of look at the family size and kind of figure out if I want to do it or not. And then I also look at the person's attitude. So if the person's very rude, most of the time I probably won't do it for them. I'll just tell them, hey, there's a limit. I can't do it for you. But if the person's nice, they have a large size family, I go ahead and do it for them. I tell them, okay, I'm going to do a separate transaction. Then I'm going to scan you. I'm going to scan your groceries separately, because there's a limit on this certain item. And then they're like, okay, okay. But I have to be very careful, because me, myself, I could get in trouble for that. And I have gotten in trouble for it. Luckily, I was kind of cool with the lead that I have. So she didn't really tell one of the higher up managers about it. She just kind of came up to me. She was like, what are you doing? And I was kind of like, it's because she had she had different kinds of frozen foods. So I was kind of like, it's not the same thing, because I know when I cook, I have different types of frozen vegetables because they taste fresher than the produce ones. The produce ones taste kind of old, and people been touching all over them right now. So frozen vegetables are the better option right now. So my kid's knocking on the door. But anyways, so I kind of let her slide, and unfortunately, one of my managers was standing right there. So I got so used to them standing on this side, so I was kept looking on this side. But unfortunately, she was standing right here. So she came up to me and told me, you can't be doing that. There's limits for a reason, and blah 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 blah, or whatever, protocol and blah blah. So I'm kind of not too much doing that. I'm not too allowing of that. So, sometimes you can do it and sometimes you just can't. So don't be getting mad at the cashiers, because if they do it, it's a possibility that they could get in trouble for it. And then they could lose their job, which is, kind of retarded, because you're putting your neck out for these people and you're never going to see these people. So, it's kind of pointless, and it kind of sucks at the same time. But you be trying to be nice sometimes, but shoot, it get you in trouble. I'm telling y'all. Especially at my job, they have cameras everywhere. So, the cameras are like right there above your working station. So they see everything. The camera supposedly could zoom in on everything you're doing too. And it's clear. HD or whatever they call it. But, yeah. So, people need to leave cashiers alone. We're just here doing our job. We're struggling to, we have to deal with crazy customers. We have to deal with these limits. And, we're going through stuff, and we have to deal with this pandemic. People are coming in there probably sick, and we don't even know it because they're not showing symptoms, but we could wind up getting sick too because of them. So, we're risking our lives being here. And then there's people spraying us with cans of Lysol in our eyes. So that's all I wanted to talk about for today. So that was it. And I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. Also hit that notification bell to keep y'all selves informed of every time I upload a video. So, deuces. Bye.